Alright lads, so today we are showcasing my new Brave Battle team. It's a team that I've showcased in the past, but this time I've already gone ahead and invested into it, which as you can see here, we have 46,000 total stats. And the way we've gone ahead and done that is by using over 27 Essence Scrolls. I finally went ahead and of course did work on my characters, getting all their stats to level 10 for the characters that I do own. Unfortunately, my Yamamoto, weirdly enough being the weakest character in the team, only being 4-5 here, does kind of hurt. Would love for him to be 5-5, max transcended, but I haven't gotten the last dupe. I'm tempted to use a move source, but we are going to hold out for the time being. Of course, I also did get a lot of Orohimes during the end of year banner, and with that, I also do have a max transcended, but the biggest difference that I've made with this team here is finally invested in making these links really good. And again, we've used 9 Essence Scrolls per character here, at least when it comes to the links, right? So if we use Oko, for example, level 10 attack, level 10 stamina, level 10 defense for every link that we are using to get the most amount of stats from these links. In most cases, all these links are actually 5-5, so they do have these 6 slot, but not every character here has the ideal 6 slot. The general idea for this team is to be as tanky as possible, maybe even to a certain extent as toxic as possible, because we are going with the full defense build. My Orohime is max transcend with 300 additional defense, and the same is said with my Yuha. So with that, the way I'm building this team is by giving them the 3 best accessories with full 30% defense. With that alone, we have a 171 defense increase on Orohime, and of course, we also have the extra stats. If we actually look at the numbers here, you know, Oko is given 400 attack, 300 defense, 600 stamina. Kensei, 600 stamina, 400 attack, 283 defense. And then Koga, very similar numbers here, 600 stamina, 400 attack, and 300 defense. With that, from the links alone, we have almost 2,000 stamina, 1,300 attack, and almost 1,000 defense. And that, of course, also includes the fact that these are all free 20% DR soul traits. And thanks to the fact that we have the Resurrection quest, I was actually able to get my Kensei to 5 out of 5. Originally, he was only 3-5. So I've greatly benefited from that event, and that's what I've been doing with my links, making sure my DR links are ready to go. Did it similar with this particular Orohime, who I originally didn't have 5 out of 5, only getting a 5-5 with the recent quest. So Grimmjow for my Yuha, very similar numbers here. He is max transcended. Thindor is given 900 stamina. I believe his 6th slot is 1,000 stamina. We're getting 400 attack and 251 defense. And then Orohime, once more similar numbers here, 900 stamina, 450 attack, and 237 defense. So there's definitely room for improvement when it comes to the links here. Ideally, for my defensive characters, I would like for these links to have 300 additional defense as their 6th slot, but that takes a lot of, you know, transcendent points that I don't have right now. For our 3rd character, and unironically the weakest character in the team, I would love to get him max transcended, but I am one dupe away. So for Yama, since I don't have a 6 slot for him, we're going with a normal full attack build. Might be ideal here if I was to use a guitar, electric guitar with 30 attack, but currently I already have 30 defense on it, so we are going with the wooden sword. In his case, also very similar numbers here for our links, with Jushiro given 400 attack, 300 defense, 600 stamina, Amagai given 900 stamina, 400 attack, 238 defense. And then Grimmjow given 600 stamina, 500 attack, and only 200 defense. And with that, that is how we are able to get to 46,000 total stats. And it's with that, I've been able to win like a lot of games. I believe I recently lost last night, but prior to that, I had like an 80 win streak. And it feels weird. It's different. It's a new experience for me to have like this broken Brave Battle team. Because prior to this team right here, my Brave Battle teams were kind of trash. I would never pull the new Brave Battle character. I missed the last 2. And anytime I did get the Brave Battle character, I would only have them 1 out of 5. So it's very rare for me to get the new most broken Brave Battle character, especially duped out. And it's with this team that I've been able to just easily go against anyone that I want to. Don't even have to think about the layout sometimes and just easily win games. In this case, let's go against Neko. How I like to go against mirror matches in this case, I like putting my Yamamoto against their Yuha to get the natural advantage. My Orohime will go against their Yama, and then my Yuha should ideally stall out their Orohime, giving me enough time to turn the table into a 3v1, where we basically just win the game nice and easy. So let's go ahead, go against this team here. The idea is that they don't get to use the boost. Ideally, in most matches, no one has the boost active, right? We debuff them, stop them from boosting us, and they also at the same time debuff us. Now, Yuha has gone ahead and used his Soul Bomb. I have no idea whose Yuha it is. It was my Yuha. Okay. And there you go, nice and easy. No one even died. Orohime didn't even lose 1 bit of stamina. I think this layout is definitely the best way to handle a mirror match. just so you can get the advantage for the most part. In their case, their Yama looks to be somewhat weak. He's going down super quick. They have a max transcendent Orihime, but no worries. Yama is off doing whatever he was doing in the corner. I'm not too sure, but he's finally focused on Orihime. Our two characters are now weak, but that's fine. Orihime's persistent skill has started, and with that, we're basically guaranteed the win, because our Orihime, a little amount of damage, but even if she did get to 1 HP, you know the persistent skill would then activate 5 seconds of invincibility. We had the advantage there. Nice and easy win. Let's jump into our next game. Next up, we're going against Byakuya. In this case, this is no bad team. They have almost the same stats as us, so it's going to be fairly close here. You can see there, our characters are dying super quick. It almost looks like we're about to lose here. Are we going to lose potentially? It ultimately comes down to the 1v1 with Orihime. In this case, what's the damage numbers looking like? They look like they're going to win. Can we activate the persistence? We actually activated first. No, did we? Oh, no. She was on like 0 HP. How did that happen? I think she just won. Oh, no. Hold on. Oh, man. What a absolute shocker. Even with a team like mine, we can still lose, but I feel like we just got done dirty there. Their Orihime literally had like 0 HP left. She was 1 hit away from activating the persistent skill first and foremost, and we would have won that. That absolutely sucks. But hey, I don't mind getting the occasional loss. I do like going against some difficult teams like this one, for example. They have 43k stats, so it's more of an even playing field here instead of just going against teams that we know are going to win. So let's try it. Let's see what we can do. So I'm going to put my Orihime against their Orihime. She's 2-5, so that shouldn't be much of an issue. Despite them having less transcendence, they do have the quite good amount of stats, to be fair. Probably their links are actually good worked on. In this case, our Yamamoto took down their Yuha. Nice and easy. Their Orihime has activated the persistence. It looks like Ishin is going to be the biggest problem here. And not really. He's just going to be paralyzed in the corner. Get paralyzed again. Never mind. The paralysis has worn off. And Yuha is just going to be the stall character while Orihime attacks from afar. Quite the lengthy game that one was. 17-second battle. But no worries, we did take home the W. So this lad right here was the team that we said we pretty much would easily beat, right? 29,000 total stats shouldn't be much of an issue. As you can see, that's the big difference, right? The Yama and Yuha went down almost in like 2 seconds, and now it's a 3v1. That's how most of our games do go. You know, sometimes I will go against teams that have similar numbers because I'm quite confident my team will win. But any team in like the low, like at least below 30,000 are very easy teams to beat with this particular team. So again, this team right here, again, a mirror match, right? Let's just change our team. All we gotta do is make one change. 33,000 total stats shouldn't be much of an issue. I know we are in 30, but there are definitely still really good teams you can find in 30, especially when you are in the top 100 of this particular league. But honestly, this isn't really going to matter if we go to captain, even lieutenant. We're still going to find similar numbers, similar teams. We get to pick who we go against. And ultimately, if I know I'm going to lose, I'm probably not going to go against them. But it's rare for me to see a team that I know I'm going to instantly use, which is nice to have for once, right? Because usually, again, as I stated already, I never had these Brave Battle characters max duped on release, or realistically a really good Brave Battle team for quite a while. So there were times where I had to, you know, I had to keep refreshing the page. I had to pick and choose who I go against. And I think ideally with Brave Battles, you want to have a team where you don't have to pick and choose who you go against. You go against anyone, so you can be in and out, spend all your tickets, be done, and focus on other parts of the game. The lad Shin, though, 50,000? Ooh. Ooh. Oh, now that is a good team. That's a team that I want to have. 50,000 total stats. That looks absolutely beautiful. We have to go against it. We have to go against it. We're probably going to lose. We're probably going to lose, but let's just do it. In this case, I do want to... Yeah, we'll put our Yuha against their Orihime for the hope that we can just tank it. She has 1,000 focus, so hopefully the idea is that she doesn't have high enough attack stat to do a lot of damage. I don't think anyone is going to get the boost off here. Fortunately for us, we actually did win the fight against their max transcended Yuha, so we do have a good advantage here. Do we have the team boost? Did they debuff us before the boost? I'm not too sure. It looks like we potentially have the advantage here. Sorbum has gone off. It's now a 3v1. It is going in our favor. Orihime is getting low. It's now a 1v1 with Orihime. She doesn't have pierce barriers. We had the barriers. We're now taking less damage. She, I think, is doing more damage than us, surprisingly, but we have activated the persistence skill. We now have the advantage. It's pretty much game over. Almost a 30-second run. We do win it. Look at that. Even a team with 50,000, we did win, but I think we got quite lucky there with the fact that our Yama did win against their Yuha. And that's one thing that's kind of crazy, right? Even though Yamamoto is a hard counter to Yuha, I mean, you know, they both have attribute and killer against each other, so it goes both ways. It's not guaranteed that Yama will win against Yuha. He still does his job countering him, and more often than not, Yama does win, but there are times where my 4 out of 5 Yama beat their again max transcended Yuha, which is quite crazy to see. Let's go against Shadow, though. In his case, he does have 41,000 total stats, so it isn't too far off from what we actually have, but Yamamoto takes down their Yuha instantly. And I think right now, it's hard to pay attention to all like the effects that we do have on. It's now a 3v2. It's a 2v1, sorry. But they are both one-shot. Their Orihime goes down. I didn't even realize the persistence skill already activated. But what I was trying to say there, it's hard to actually pay attention to who has the extra stats here. Because remember, you know, Yuha is the team booster. But, you know, when you're going against mirror matches, there are two characters with the debuff. Now, if you don't know how the debuff does work, almost how debuffs and buffs do work, the boost attacks. If a boost activates and then someone uses the debuff, it cancels the boost and then lowers their stats. Likewise, if a debuff goes off, it will lower their stats. But then if you use the boost after the debuff, it cancels the debuff and then the boost activates. So it's hard to ever see in a game, you know, if you actually get the boost off or will you just debuff right after. I should probably pay attention to it because that does make a big difference. It's a way for you to get a stat advantage, a quite big one to be fair, against a somewhat mirror match. Even if you have less stats, you can potentially win if you debuff them and you boost your team. If you can get both off at the least. So for this game, I'm going to try and pay attention to like the boost and also debuff. So let's have a look, right? So we'll see how it goes. They debuffed us. We've debuffed them. Okay, so I think Yuha used his boost. Okay, so we actually did have the boost there. We did have the boost activated for like 2-3 seconds. But then I believe that Orihime just used their debuff. So unfortunately, we were both debuffed at that point. So our stats were essentially equal at that point. But for like 2 seconds there, we did have the stat advantage with the boost. And that's kind of crazy to think about, right? Debuffs weren't really all that. Let's just go against this easy team here. You know, debuffs were first implemented into Brave Battles when Arskin came out. He was like the first debuff character and only debuff character right up until this Yamamoto came out, right? But the meta has always been have a team booster. You need a team booster. Nowadays, obviously, you are still a character you should put in your team. He's really good. But now with Orihime and also Yama, two debuff characters, it's very rare for any team to get a team boost off. Everyone's just debuffed now. So it's kind of crazy to think that we are in a meta where boosts aren't really that important. It's more so just having a debuff to counteract their boost. Because you're pretty much guaranteed that both teams are going to get debuffed. And you know what? It would be kind of crazy to think, like, we have status immunities. It'd be kind of cool to see a character just be immune to debuff effects. That would be kind of cool. That would definitely be a way to power creep a Brave Battle character without making them, like, super broken. But it would mean that if a boost goes off, their stats would never get lowered, right? Which I think would be a quite cool type of character. Who would fit that? I'm not too sure. Gerard, maybe. I think so. I think Gerard can be a Brave Battle character, in my opinion. But then again, they have kind of killed the last ditch meta. Maybe Gerard could have like plus 15-second persistence. Maybe that would make sense. I'm not too sure. But I wouldn't be surprised if Gerard does become a Brave Battle character in the future. Maybe not his first edition. We might actually get Gerard based off of Season 2. He does briefly fight. They could turn that into an SP character. But I definitely do see one day Gerard being some type of Brave Battle character. He kind of just fits it. But as long as he gets a good SP character first and foremost, I honestly wouldn't mind it. But either way, lads, that was the video for today. Just doing a quick few Brave Battle games. Just once more demonstrating my Brave Battle team, this time now at almost its full completion, right? My links have finally been worked on, level 10 attack, stamina, and also defense. And most of them do have access to a 6 slot, either 1000 stamina, 500 attack, or 300 defense. My goal for Brave Battles right now is, of course, to get Yamamoto 5-5 so I can get him to the purple color. It just looks nice to see a full purple team in Brave Battles. But most importantly, I'm trying to get over 50,000 total stats. But now that I have this team, I'm almost dedicated to keeping my team as powerful as possible. So the next Brave Battle character that comes out, I might want to get 5-5. And my hope that next Brave Battle character, by the way, is a power character to counter Orihime. And the best character that I think can do that could be Meninas. I would actually really like that. I think it would be cool to have like a female meta in Brave Battles. We already kind of do with Orihime, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Eventually, Orihime is going to get countered, and I'm kind of curious to see how they're going to do that. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys next time. Take care, and peace.